Imagine you turn on your computer one morning, somewhere in the 1980s, and something appears on the screen that should not be possible. A message from a program you never installed. Something that copied itself onto your disk on its own while you were not even looking. And here is the thing, there's no word for what you're seeing. There's no such thing as a computer virus yet. Not to you, not to almost anyone using these machines. No antivirus, no malware. The idea that a piece of code could crawl from one computer to the next on its own like a disease is simply not something regular people worry about. Not yet. And then, the strangest part of all, whatever this thing is, it is not even hiding. It left a phone number and a home address. The people behind it were two brothers, Basit and Amjad Alvi, and the year is 1986. They ran a small computer shop in Lahore, Pakistan, and they also wrote their own medical software. And they kept watching bootleg copies of the software walk out the door, copied disk to disk, never paid for. So they built something to ride along, a small program that hid on the boot sector of a floppy disk and quietly copied itself onto every disk that machine ever touched. They had no real name for the kind of thing they were making. Today, we would call it the first virus ever written for the IBM PC, and the first one clever enough to hide what it was doing, the first stealth virus. They just called it Brain. And this is the phone number I mentioned. Inside the code, in plain text, the brothers wrote their company name, their street address in Lahore, and three real phone numbers, with a message: if your machine is infected, contact us for the cure. Think about how strange that is. They built a virus and then they signed it with a return address, because they were not trying to hurt anyone. In their minds, this was a clever little tag on the software they were tired of seeing stolen. They assumed it would stay local, a small lesson for the people copying their work in their city. It did not stay local. Brain rode pirated floppies out of Pakistan and across the entire planet, onto disk after disk, in Britain, in America, in universities and offices that had never heard of Lahore. And because the brothers' real phone number was sitting right there inside the virus, that is exactly why their phone would not stop ringing. Strangers a world away, calling to scream at two men who genuinely never imagined it would leave the city. Now sit with what the first PC virus actually was. Not a weapon. Two brothers who were so unafraid of what they had made that they put their own address on it and offered to help you remove it. Writing a virus in 1986 was not yet a crime. It was a clumsy experiment, a way to chase pirates, a thing you could sign your name to. And that is the whole story, because the technology barely changed. Code that copies itself onto machines you will never see is the same trick today as it was then. What changed was the intent and the anonymity. The moment someone realized you could push your code onto a stranger's computer and leave no name on it at all, the virus stopped being a signature and became a weapon. The cruel irony is that the very first one already knew how to hide. Brain was a stealth virus. It just chose to tell you exactly who made it anyway. And if you made it all the way here, then I have a small confession. This video has already done to you exactly what Brain did to those floppies. It got in. The good news is, this is the harmless kind, the kind that only spreads when you choose to pass it on. So pass it on, hit like and subscribe, and let it reach the next person. See you in the next one.